The Mercedes G-Class, formerly known as the G-Wagon, is a traditional rough and tough off-roader. In fact, it was first introduced back in 1979, and really, since then, it hasn't changed that much. Actually, there are some new engines, while inside it has been polished up so there's sufficient luxury to appeal to its new target market of football players, rap stars and oil barons. You can also get the G-Class with loads of modern gadgets. There's rear entertainment for your homies, digital radio for your dubstep, and even though the car was developed decades before Euro NCAP was even conceived, you can still get all the latest safety systems available on Mercedes' more modern cars. Now you're probably wondering why anyone in the UK would want one of these things. Well, it's because the old school rugged looks kind of stand out from the crowd of the usual soft, touchy-feely, modern, overly designed cars, darling. I mean, look at this, right? Round headlamps. When was the last time you saw round headlamps on a car? And these indicator repeaters just plop there on the top of the bonnet. Look, they've even got exposed screw heads. You don't see that nowadays. Then when you come down the side, the body panels are just big slabs of metal. And you're probably wondering why the heck we didn't clean the car for the review. Well, you'd be wrong. This is actually the optional designer mud upgrade. And that's there to trick your friends that you actually use the G-Class for what it was originally designed for. And that, of course, is for going off-road. Here, the G-Class excels. Not only does it have massive ground clearance and impressive approach and departure angles, there's a low range mode and a three-way lockable differential to help keep you moving when things get really slippery. The G-Class is also great for carrying stuff. The boot is huge and very tall, plus its square shape aids practicality further. And when you fold the seats down, it's positively cavernous. But that is where all the good stuff ends, because this side opening tailgate is a pain to open in tight spaces. With a spare wheel on the back, it's very, very heavy. Speaking of which, getting into the car isn't exactly easy. You need very strong thumbs to operate the antiquated handles. And check this out, right? The sound of the car door shutting. Modern Mercedes don't sound like that, do they? And then you have to leap up to get in and be very careful not to get any of that designer mud on your trousers because the running boards stick out. Now, I'll admit that you can easily fit 3 adults abreast here in the back of the G-Class, and you've got some nice big windows to look out of, and headroom's good too. But knee room, considering how big this thing is on the outside, you can't exactly stretch out in the back of this thing. In fact, I think you get more knee room in Mercedes' smallest SUV, the GLA. The G-Class is only available with 2 engines in the UK, a 5.5 litre bi-turbo V8 petrol in the G63 AMG, which can do 0 to 62 miles an hour in under 5 seconds. There's also a 3 litre V6 diesel in this G350, which Mercedes says will do 0 to 62 miles an hour in 9 seconds. The G63 is utterly bonkers, and it can actually get quite frightening because it tricks you into thinking you're in a sports car because of the way it accelerates. But then when a car pulls out in front of you and you need to make an emergency manoeuvre, you realise that you're actually in a tractor that was designed back in the 1970s, because when you turn the steering wheel, look at this, nothing really happens. In fact, what you get is a delayed response. I think I've piloted riverboats that feel more responsive than this. This is partly down to the low gearing of the steering, which is also a pain when you are parking. It doesn't help that it's just so heavy to turn the wheel, and that driving a G-Class for an hour is a bit like a 30-minute workout in the gym. Maybe that's why G-Class owners usually have huge biceps. As for refinement, well, let's just say it's not up to Mercedes' usual standard. For instance, when I put the car in drive and hold it on the brake, you get this noise. Annoying buzzing sound. And then there's the central locking engaging when you drive off. It's like a gun going off. Owners won't know if they're being shot at, or it's their central locking engaging. And then as you accelerate to make your getaway, you won't be able to hear the police sirens over the wind noise that you get from the bluff windscreen. You'll also be able to hear your fillings rattle as the old-fashioned chassis jitters and shakes over even the smallest bumps. There is no trade-off for the harsh ride in terms of handling, because in the corners, the G-Wagon lists and leans. Really, even for an SUV, this car is compromised on road, and the ESP knows it. Watch this, right? Go into a corner, turn the wheel a bit too fast, and ESP literally brakes the car almost to a standstill. It like interrupts, going, oh no, stop that, don't do any of that, that's just silly. Now the G63 is popular with shapes, but then that's no wonder because you'll need your own oil fill to be able to afford to run one. In fact, even the diesel only does 25 miles per gallon, but then fuel bills won't really bother anyone with enough cash to blow on such an archaic car in the first place. The starting price of the G-Class is over £10,000 more expensive than the starting price of the Range Rover, and you can watch our video review of that car by clicking up here. It's also over £20,000 more expensive than Mercedes' own GL Class, which you can watch our review of by clicking down here. And so really, the G-Class is very hard to recommend to absolutely anyone. Thing is though, I have to admit, there's something that I just kind of like about it. Anyway, if you want to watch our latest video review, you can click down here, and of course if you click on the Carbuyer logo, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel.